Hey guys, good morning. Good hello to week 3 of Becca's Bookoplathon. Yeah, it's Wednesday morning, like really early. I usually don't start the vlog until Thursday because everybody, Matt's home and I don't like to vlog when he's home. And I'm sitting in my car at 6 o'clock in the morning, so this lighting is shit. I just got off my graveyard shift, but I just wanted to pop in real quick and tell you what I read yesterday. Not a whole lot. I said I was going to read, but then I got some phone calls, and it took me a lot longer to edit my vlog from last week than I thought it would. Had way more footage than I thought I did, ended up being almost an hour long because I never shut the fuck up. So I'm going to try to make this quick. And then after doing all that and then dealing with the kids and all that shit, it was time to go to bed. Like, I had to work a graveyard, so it was time to go to bed. So I laid down and I read, like, the first chapter of a couple books. I finished the first chapter of Dark Fever. Not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. And then I read the first chapter of War by Laura Thalassa. That was good. I kind of wanted to keep reading that one, but I'm trying to stick to somewhat of a TBR. But I'm also not sticking to my TBR at all. And then I picked up, on a whim, bought it on my Kindle, Jade City by Fonda Lee. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I know it's an Asian-inspired fantasy. I believe it's adult fantasy. Asian-inspired, that kind of takes place in a different world where, the city that this is about is, like, mob run, and Jade has a big thing to do with it. I read the first chapter and I really enjoyed it. If I decide to read this, it's a chunker, it's like a 500-page book. If I read this instead, I could swap that out for POC rep because all of the main characters are of Asian descent. So that counts as POC. So we'll see. But I kind of got that on a whim. It was only $5 and I don't own it physically. So it's like, it's one that's been on my TBR for a while that I really wanted to read. So I picked it up, but I'm talking really quiet because it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting in my car waiting to go in the house where everybody's still asleep. And yeah, so that's my little update. I'm going to sleep today, take a nap. I'm going to try to read some later today, but I probably won't update again until tomorrow. So again, apologize for the shit lighting. Just wanted to get this started and tell you what I did before I forgot. I read the first chapter of 3 different books to kind of taste test to see where I want to go. Trying to keep my face so you can see it. Not like you need to see my ugly mug, but here we are. But yeah, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I will have read more into one of these 3 books. Hey guys, happy Thursday. So yesterday I didn't read much. It's kind of a sack shit. I took a nap like I said I was going to after my graveyard shift. And then when I got up, I was watching BookTube, catching up on BookTube and playing on my tablet and not reading much. I did read some before I went to bed. I continued a little bit with Jade City by Fonda Lee. I think I'm 30 pages in or so now. Kind of liking it so far. Like, it's kind of slow moving. We're starting to get the feel of it. But from what I understand, it's kind of a mob themed fantasy where Jade is what the magic comes from, is from possessing Jade and having a certain bloodline where you can control it and all that. Don't know much about it yet, but I know it's about 2 crime families that end up at war. From what I heard, everybody has loved this book. I've only heard really good things about it. So I know Maddie at the Book Pusher, it's one of her favorite books. So hopefully I like it. If I get tired of it, I can always go back to Dark Fever or War because I have both of those going as well. Ooh, and I'm probably going to end up starting the Star Wars book, even though there's no need to. But I don't know if I said this in the last clip, but I have officially DNF'd Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. Not Pierce Brosnan, Pierce Brown. And honestly, I don't think it's the book's fault. I think it's a me thing. I think I'm just not connecting with it. It's too many characters, too many things going on, which is dumb because Leviathan Wakes was the same way. The Expanse series, well, I've only read the first book, was the same way, but I had no problem following that and really loved that book, and I want to continue in that series. So I know it's not the sci-fi elements. I'm fine with that. It's just I'm not connecting with that book, and I don't know what it is. So it's fine. It is what it is. I'll probably end up having to unhaul the series, which pains me because I bought them all. But what's the point in keeping them on my shelves if I'm not going to read them? This is the 3rd time I've attempted to read Golden Sun. I got further this time than I ever have before. But after 3 times and I got 150 pages and I'm still not like in love and compelled to read it, what the fuck am I doing? So I'm DNFing it. It just makes me sad because I really wanted to love this series, and I was buddy reading it with Cindy, which makes it hard too, but now we can just switch and maybe read some Air of Fire because we're supposed to be buddy reading the Throne of Glass series too, and here we're slacking. We're only like 60, I think we're 60 or 70 pages into Air of Fire and have been since, what, August? Yeah, I need to get on that. Oh wait, maybe it was late August when we started it. Whatever, either way, I haven't picked up Air of Fire in like 3 weeks. Maybe I'll do that today too. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I usually don't juggle 5 books at a time, but yeah, I'm just having that. It's my OCD. It's my ADHD or ADD, where I'm just like all over the place. I'm trying to be less chaotic, but it's not happening. Like Becca asked me a question today about something to do with her Patreon, and instead of just saying yes, I gave her like a paragraph long answer, which was absolutely ridiculous and was unneeded. But, you know, she's like, you could have just said yes. I'm like, well, I have to overthink everything. Because I do. I have, what's today, like the 19th, 18th? I don't even know what fucking day it is. So I do only have like half the month left. So I need to like get a move on and get my reading into gear, which I plan to do today. That's the goal. But I've had people talk to me in the comments about, this from my last vlog about the Star Wars books, and I only have the Darth Vader one because I don't need 2 copies. So I bought 5 special edition, Barnes & Noble special edition books. So I'm going to go grab them so then I can actually show you on camera because they are absolutely gorgeous. So hold on a sec. Okay, so here we go. So here's the Star Wars one. So, of course, Darth Vader. It has silver gilded edges, which are absolutely gorgeous. It has a ribbon right there so you can do your place. So you got Darth Vader on the front. These are leather bound. So here's the spine. And there's the back. C-3PO and R2-D2. And if you open it, it's got this beautiful art. So that's when they first land on Tatooine in A New Hope. So there you go. That's got the 3 original stories, which I really want to read because I absolutely love. Sorry, so it starts, and George Lucas wrote A New Hope. Let's see what the back end pages are. Oh, yes, iconic scene in the movies from The Empire Strikes Back. So that's, yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that's the first Star Wars one. Here's the Han Solo one I was talking about. So it's got the Han Solo trilogy with the Millennium Falcon on the front. This is canon. This takes place before the series when Han Solo was young. So you've got that on the front. These also have silver gilded edges with a ribbon, blue ribbon. So you got the spine, which has Han and Chewie, and the Rebel Alliance symbol, and that I believe is just supposed to be like the Millennium Falcon. You got Han and Chewie, and then on the back you've got Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett on the back, and the titles of the 3 books. So, like, this one I'm excited to read because I don't know the Han Solo stories. So, and Han Solo is one of my favorite characters. So, there's Jabba's palace on Tatooine on the end pages here. So, yeah, you got the entire trilogy written by the same author. And on the backside, oh, it's Jabba's palace as well. Yeah, but I was super excited because these were only $15 a piece, which, you know, or no, 20, I lied. Some of them were 15, I think, but most of them were 20, but I had to have them. So there's that one. Next was the one that inspired this. Thanks a lot, Sarah. But Jurassic Park and the Lost World by Michael Crichton. So yeah, this is all Sarah's fault. She hauled this in one of her book haul videos, and I was like, I have to fucking have this. The only thing that I've seen about this one in reviews is that the red bleeds into the white. Like if you're actually reading it and holding the book, the red will bleed. And a lot of people said, well, it's bullshit. We shouldn't have to read these books with gloves on. They are leather bound. Like there's no reason why these should bleed. And I agree with that, but you know, I guess people who buy these maybe are not buying them to read them. They're buying them to display. But I would like to read these as well. So if it bleeds, it bleeds. But this one also has silver gilded edges. Red bookmark. So it's both books. Spine has the pterodactyls and the jungle. And the same on the back. I don't remember if this has anything in the end pages. Oh, it's got the map of Isla Sorna. And where everything is. So yeah, so you got both books in one. Let's see the back. Oh, same map of Isla Sorna. So, which is kind of nice. But yeah, this inspired all of this. So this is all Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand's fault. All of this. All 5 of these. But this is the one that inspired me to do it. When I saw the Star Wars ones, I had to do it. The other one that I was talking about, this one is ginormously huge, but this is the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I've read all 3 of the books in here. This only has the first 3. I believe there's 6 in the Vampire Chronicles. I've read all of them. I read them all when I was in my teens. I absolutely love the Vampire Chronicles. I want to reread them. But this is gold with gold gilded edges. I mean, look at how thick this book is. It is so huge with the red bookmark. Her books are notoriously huge anyway, so to have 3 of them, this has Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Lestat, and The Queen of the Damned in it. Oh geez. So it's very New Orleans looking with the spine. Same with the back. Yep, there it shows the 3 books it has in it. This one I don't remember if it has really cool end papers. Oh yeah, it's just very New Orleans looking. It's just beautiful. But yeah, these, yeah, starts with Interview with the Vampire. These books are super, super thick. I've read them, but I had to have this because this is a beautiful bind up of the first 3 books. Okay, and last one is one Vicky will probably want to get if she doesn't have already. But it's a Stephen King bind up with Carrie, The Shining, and Salem's Lot. So at least all 3 of these are not some of his big, huge ones, but they are 3 of his earliest works. So this has silver gilded edges, another super thick one, but still not, this one is not as thick as the Vampire Chronicles because these aren't his big, huge ones. Red bookmark. Yeah, but this one, here's the bucket of blood on the spine. Stephen King, SK on the back. Oh, yeah. So this one, I was like, I have to have it. So here's what the end papers look like. Really, really beautiful. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I believe the end papers are the same on the back. Yeah. But I had to have this one. And actually, I haven't read any of these. I've, of course, seen the original Carrie. I've seen The Shining. Salem's Lot is I own in like a paperback cover, which when I read it, I probably will read it that way. But, you know, haven't read the 3 of these. They're 3 of his originals. And I had to have it like, you know, books. You know, it's just money, right? So those are the 5 leather-bound Barnes & Noble special edition books that I got. They have so fucking many. They have a lot of classics this way. I mean, they do have some of the modern ones like Jurassic Park and the Vampire Chronicles and stuff like that. But they have, I think they have another Stephen King one as well, if I remember right. It might be one of his short story collections. But either way, like, they have a lot. They have, like, The Secret Garden. They have Little Women. They have a whole bunch of classics that they've done this way. Of course, the ones I got are more modern, but they're just gorgeous. They're just beautiful books. And honestly, like, with some of them, like The Vampire Chronicles or the Stephen King, you're paying $20 for 3 books. If you were to buy those 3 books in hardcover, they'd be way more than $20. And, you know, they're really, really pretty. Is it a logical purchase? Probably not, except for the Star Wars ones. I haven't, okay, well, I've seen the original trilogy, but I haven't actually read them in book form, which I'd like to do. The Han Solo trilogy, never read, never watched, so that would be a whole new experience to me. Jurassic Park and the Lost World, I've read half of Jurassic Park, seen all the movies, and I have not read The Lost World. The Vampire Chronicles is the only one where I've read every single book in that volume, all 3. And then the Stephen King books, I haven't read those either. So technically, they're books I haven't read. I guess the Star Wars and the Vampire Chronicles are the ones that are kind of like, eh. But it's fine. I might start reading the Star Wars one today just to see, because I really want to see what it's like in book form. But anyways, it's beside the point. I've shown you the books. So now, my son's going to be home in like a half an hour. So I need to be ready to get him off the bus. And then, you know, just going to hang out a little bit and try to decide what I want to read. Because I've got tons of choices. Way too many choices. And I can't seem to make a fucking decision to save my life. But I'll check in with you guys a little later. Hey guys, happy Saturday. Sorry if there's background noise. My fan's on because it's muggy today and the neighbor's mowing his lawn. But I figured I'd check in since it's been a minute. Did I check in on Thursday? I think maybe quickly. Yes, because I showed you the special edition books. So reading, haven't done much of it. I did read some yesterday. Thursday was kind of a weird day. I was going to read. I got swept up in doing other things, and then I ended up spending time with my husband instead. So that was totally worth it, because we very rarely get to spend time together, like one-on-one. So we hung out, watched football, and then watched Adam Sandler stand up and just kind of hung out. And then yesterday, I was busy doing stuff during the day, and then last night is when I read. So I read 100 pages of the Star Wars book, which I was gonna grab it, but it's heavy and it's down there. So I did read 100 pages into that. So the book is like 700 pages around because it's all three. So it's A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So A New Hope is around 240 pages. So I'm almost halfway through A New Hope. So I think when I stopped, it was right. Okay, spoiler alert for Star Wars A New Hope. If, in case there's like the one person out there watching who's never seen Star Wars A New Hope, which that would be incredibly shocking to me if you've never seen it. But right where I stopped last night is right where Luke and Ben and Obi-Wan have met for the first time, and they're getting ready to head back to where his aunt and uncle live. So right to where stuff starts getting moving. But so far I'm enjoying it. It's interesting because it's different than the movie in some ways. I mean, some of the dialogue you can tell was pulled directly from the text for the movie. And from what I understand from reading the foreword by George Lucas, that he wrote this story before the movie was ever made. So the movie was based off of his original story. And the other two, I believe he had input in, but they were more of the screenplays. So there's like the screenplay written into book form for Empire and Jedi. So we'll see how it goes. But A New Hope, I know he wrote exclusively and it was just him, and then it was made into a movie. You could tell there was some stuff that was left out, like the way at the very beginning when Vader's ship overtakes Leia's, like it happened in a little bit of a different way and the dialogue's a little different, but there's still some dialogue that sticks out. It's interesting because C-3PO and R2-D2 are written in the book as their names are written phonetically. It's not written like I've seen it other places, like C-3PO is written the letter C 3-P-O. And in the book, it's written as 3PO. It's written THREEPIO, like how you would say it. And R2-D2 is just written as R2ARTOO. It's kind of cute, but it makes it so you actually pronounce it right. There's certain things so far, like it's kind of nice being in their heads, like we've been in C-3PO's and R2's heads, which is interesting, being inside the heads of the droid, because you never get that perspective in the movies. And that's one thing I love about books, is being another character's point of view that you don't get, especially with the droids, because you're never inside their brains. So that makes it interesting. And one of the biggest differences with R2-D2 is in the movie, he's on wheels, like he's got two in the back and then the one up front, and like he rolls. In the book, it's not like that. He has clawed feet that walk, that kind of like hobble walk. So I find that interesting too, that like little changes that were made. But so far I'm liking it. You get to meet Luke's friends on Tatooine in the book version. So, which I'm assuming that was just cut out of the movie, because I mean wasn't that important, but at least you get to meet a couple people that he was friends with before he left. But I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, I know the Star Wars story. I've watched those movies so many times, but it's fun reading it in book form. And then I read 50 pages of War by Laura Thalassa. So I was reading Star Wars before I laid down for bed because that's physical, so I have to read with the light, whereas War is on my Kindle. It's free on Kindle Unlimited. Famine comes out October 1st, so I'm excited. That comes out in a couple weeks. But yeah, I started War. It's very different from Pestilence. It takes place in Jerusalem. So, again, takes place somewhere else. Main character's name is Miriam, and she lives in Jerusalem. And this starts out 15 years or 13 years after the Horsemen originally show up. So Pestilence does his thing first. And then at the epilogue of Pestilence, I think it said it was like 13 years after the arrival of the Horsemen or whatever. So War is over there and he's just blazing through everything. Miriam lives in Jerusalem in an abandoned apartment building. So she's got an apartment and she makes weapons, bows and arrows, maces, all sorts of shit. So she scavenges and makes weapons for people. It's pretty brutal. It's very apocalyptic. People just rape, mug, kill. It's very feral-like. And War marches into town right at the beginning of the book. He marches into this huge-ass army and just starts slaughtering people. He comes upon Miriam, who kind of like Sarah in Pestilence, where she tries to kill him. It's more like she's scared of him. And he sees her and talks to her in the angel tongue that like Pestilence would say a couple things in. But Miriam can understand what he's saying, and she doesn't. She's like, I don't know what language this is, but I can understand him, which is pretty fascinating. I was like, oh. I was like, okay, interesting. So she's got a special tie, and War calls her his wife. Plot twist. So it's like, why does he consider her his wife? So I'm wondering if there's some kind of biblical tie to where she's his wife. And the difference between like War and Pestilence, like War being the second horseman, War isn't new to sex. They haven't had sex yet, but War isn't new to sex. Like, it's widely known that he takes women to his bed all the time. He's got this war camp just outside of Jerusalem where him and all of his soldiers stay, and he gathers soldiers wherever he goes. So some people he just outright kills. Other people, like attractive women, stuff like that, he captures and takes back to be used to like cook and clean and keep the camp up and have sex with his men, whatever. And then there are men who are strong and able he brings back, and they have a choice, either allegiance or death. If they choose death, they're decapitated right there. If they choose allegiance, then they fight for him pretty much. So he's amassing this big, huge army. And right where I'm at, Miriam's doing the like, well, I want to escape and all that stuff. The same kind of shit Sarah did. But, you know, she's really not gonna, because she's very curious about War. Of course, he's super attractive. He's described as having more of an olive-complected skin, really dark hair, violet eyes, and he has red tattoos, whereas Pestilence had, like, golden tattoos. And I like that this one takes place in a different country. I like that War isn't a virgin either, so, you know, he's not as babyish, I guess, as Pestilence was. So it'll be curious to see how this one develops. I just needed something like fluffy and fast. So I read 150 pages last night, the 100 of Star Wars, and then 50 of War. So those are the 2 books I'll probably continue reading today. I would like to try to get A New Hope done by today or maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is football. Sundays are pretty useless when in football season because I become pretty much useless. The Seahawks play on Sunday Night Football this week, so I'm going to go hang out with my friends, Brittany and Ashley, and watch the game with them. I think Matt, my husband, is going to have a couple of his buddies over, and he was like, oh, I want to watch it with you. I'm like, no, we don't do well watching football together because I like to yell and scream at the TV. And my husband is one of those ones where he's a steadfast fan to where you're not allowed to talk shit about his teams or bands or anything that he likes, even if they're being shitty, because he's just weird like that. I don't know. So I like to scream at the TV. I'm very vocal. So I'll go over and hang out with Britt and Ashley. And Ashley, I guess, is making stuffed bell peppers. We'll have a couple of drinks, watch the game, whatever. And then I'll come home. So the game doesn't start till like 5:20. So I will be home tomorrow like around 11:30. So I'll have a couple hours. Don't know how much reading I'm going to get done tomorrow before I go and hang out with Brittany and Ashley. So we'll see. Sunday might be kind of a loss. But this vlog goes up on Tuesday. So hopefully I can get at least 1 book done, because right now I've got 2 books read this month in a DNF. So I'd like to get some more books read. I need to really get on the ball with this shit because I'm really flaking out this month. I've pretty much gone totally off my TBR and totally failed Bookoplathon, but it's fine. We're still going to vlog and we're still going to continue because I'm a stubborn ass. And, you know, so I'm just going to keep this going because I said I was gonna, so here we are. But yeah, I've really discovered that I am 100% a mood reader, and TBRs are hard to follow for me, apparently. But yeah, so I'm going to go finish watching BookTube. I'm catching up on Ashley from A Bookish Realm. She just posted an hour-long mid-month wrap-up where she read 17 books. If you're not following Ashley at A Bookish Realm, go check her out. She's amazing. She's a librarian, so she literally reads everything. This woman reads everything under the sun. She's also older. She's not, you know, I don't know how old she is. I think she's in her 30s. I might be completely wrong. I think she's in her 30s, but she's very well spoken. I find her voice very, very soothing. She's got one of the most soothing voices. I could listen to her talk forever. And in her vlogs, she's got the most adorable baby girl. So fucking cute. I just want to chew on that child's cheeks. She's so goddamn cute. But Ashley is really amazing to watch. She does really comprehensive reviews. She's very well spoken, and with her being a librarian, she literally reads everything. She reads children's books, middle grade, adult, young adult, all over the everything. She reads everything. The last one that she just reviewed was a comic book, a Superman and Batman comic book. And she's trying to catch up on it because as a librarian, you have to be able to recommend things. Can't recommend things if you haven't read them. So if you haven't checked out Ashley at Bookish Realm, go check her out. She's absolutely amazing. But yeah, I'm going to finish watching her stuff. I think just hang out, relax a little bit, and then get back into reading. Yesterday, I put on Beach and Thunderstorm ASMR, same channel as it was before. What is it? Relaxation Ambiance ASMR, I think is what it's called. They put out 8-hour-long weather-themed ASMR videos. So they've got tons of rain. Most of it's rain, wind. I think they've got a couple of snow and like thunderstorms. But I absolutely love it. And in different areas. Like the one I was watching last time was heavy rain and thunderstorm on a rice paddy, and you can actually see it. So they actually go around and film this stuff. But most of it's like 8 hours long, so you could put it on for hours and hours and hours and hours, and there's no ads or anything like that. It's great. So I'll put one of those on later when I get back to my reading, but I'm going to finish watching Ashley, and I just wanted to check in, let you know what I was reading, and I'm finally fucking reading. So that's where I'm at, and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, I need to finish this vlog because it is already noon, and I need to get this imported, uploaded, edited, the whole 9 yards. So this week has been a complete fuck show. I haven't really read much of anything. I am almost 200 pages into War by Laura Thalassa. I'm enjoying it. I haven't read anything more in Star Wars. I'm still 100 pages in, like I said before. Haven't picked up anything else. My mood's been kind of up and down. And then Sunday and Monday, I didn't really read at all. Sunday I worked, came home, and then went over to a friend's house to watch the football game. And then yesterday came home, and I could have read, but I didn't. I was doing other things. And then my stepdaughter came over, and we had family time, watched movies, ate dinner, played Just Dance, which now my body's pissed at me for. Yeah, so we did that instead. So haven't read much this week. Bookoplathon's been a total fail for this entire month. I've finished 2 books and DNF'd 1. Doing fantastic. I'm hoping next month will be better. I have 2 buddy reads planned. Our me and Vicky and my book club pick, and then I'm planning to do a buddy read with another booktuber. You know, October tends to be one of my favorite months for reading, so I'm hoping it'll be better. I bought some more shit for my Kindle. Reading on my Kindle seems to be working the best, and I'm hoping to start my best friend's exorcism today or later today or tomorrow, and during my days off I'm hoping to get it started. I know I keep saying that, I haven't done it, but Becca just read it, so now I want to read it. You know, it's kind of giving me the kick in the ass to pick it up, so I'm going to do that. But as for War, I'm really enjoying this one. I like it better than Pestilence so far. War is a little different to where he's more world weary, which you would assume considering who he is. And he's the only horseman so far that understands human nature to a degree. And he tells Miriam, our main character, that he can see and understand the hearts of the human race or of men. So it's kind of interesting to see. It's very much in the same vein as Pestilence, where she's resisting him. He's pretty much saying, well, it's going to happen eventually. War is a little different because he calls her wife and says that he knew that she was his wife right off. So I don't know if that has something to do that they've been connected forever and he just recognized her when he saw her. It's interesting. I like the way they interact. It's very different from Sarah and Pestilence. Miriam and War interact. They're kind of snippy towards each other and banter back and forth, but like he gives her more freedom. Like they went and took over, I can't remember the name of the town. It's in New Palestine. And they went and War just obliterated everybody, and he kills most, but he will take some back to either join his army or join the ranks. Like the women, some of them fight, some of them take care of camp, like cook, clean, whatever. And it's like, he hasn't really said how he judges who he saves and who he doesn't, but she has some sway over him being his wife or whatever. And it's what I enjoy about Laura Thalassa so far, and it happened in the Bargainer series, and it happened in Pestilence, and it's happening again in War, that the romance is slow burn. Like, the attraction is damn near immediate, and they're put together immediately. And the females tend to resist. It wasn't like that in the Bargainer. The Bargainer, you know, they both wanted each other, and just they had circumstances that were different. In the Four Horsemen books so far, the women are resistant, and the men are like, yeah, kind of like you, and so I'm just going to keep you around and keep you alive and not kill you in the middle of the apocalypse because I like you. And the women, it takes them a while to come around. But I like that it's slow burn. It's not like immediately out there. It's a little bit of alpha, but it's not immediately, ooh, you know, I'm going to club you over the head and, you know, have sex with you. It's not that bad. Like, it's a very slow burn where she kind of comes around, starts to build feelings on her own based on his actions. It seems more organic, I guess. So, and they're really easy reads, and I'm enjoying it. Downloaded a couple more books. I already said to my Kindle. One, Jade City, which I kind of started, and I'm curious to keep going with that. And then there's another one, the new Jennifer L. Armentrout. I don't know how you say her last name. I think it's Armentrout, I think. She's YA. It's the newest one, the one that's mini spoiler, I guess. It's not said in the synopsis, but it's a vampire-like story. I've heard some good things about it. Seemed interesting. Something I could easily throw on there and read on my Kindle. So we're going to try that out. Granted, usually October is where I read a lot of horror and stuff like that. All of Richard Lehman's books are on Kindle Unlimited, and I know I've been neglecting reading those. So I might pick out one of my favorite Richard Lehman books and read it on Kindle for October. No promises, but I'm going to see if I can do that, because October's usually when I read my thrillers and my scary or horror books. And so far, the two buddy reads, the book club pick and the buddy read with another booktuber, are horror books. So, you know, I'm looking and I don't really have much horror on my TBR. I mean, I can easily pull that off of Kindle if I have to. Kindle Unlimited has a lot of indie horror, like they have a lot of indie romance. So maybe I'll pull some off of that. But I'm also going to need palate cleansers too. So we'll see how it goes. But this is the end of this very boring vlog. Again, I'm very sorry that I'm boring and nothing's really happening. And this one hopefully isn't as long and chaotic. Didn't read as much as I wanted to, and I feel kind of down because usually vlogging helps me with my reading, but I think it's just everything else going on in my life. But still vlogging. I'll vlog next week as well. Hopefully I can get my best friend's Exorcism read and finish War, and maybe pick up something else on Kindle to kind of try to keep this ball rolling. I'm trying to pump myself up, as you can tell, because I say all these very enthusiastic and very motivating things, but then I very rarely follow through. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to continue watching Steph's vlog for this week in between uploading and editing this. So I guess I'll see you guys next week. October TBR should be up next week sometime too. And maybe I'll continue vlogging through October, just to, because I used to vlog every week anyways there for a while, and I like doing it. I enjoy vlogging. I like being able to talk about what I'm reading as I'm reading it, because then my thoughts are more fresh. So if you guys are enjoying them still and you want me to keep going, let me know and I'll just keep going. Hopefully it'll help keep me more motivated. But that's it for this vlog, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.